this week's Figure It Out contest. And I love this week's Figure It Out. It's really cool. It's close to my heart because I've been there and had a good time there, so I like it. But anyway, let's talk about some of the answers I had. I had from broken bridges down in Key West, all the way up north, and just everywhere about broken concrete bridges and broken concrete. But it wasn't just broken concrete. It's a ship made of concrete. Yes, they do make ships. They did make ships out of concrete. And we'll talk about a couple more people that guess. Betty Cummings had a sunken ship at Cape Charles, which is somewhat right, but it's not exactly what I'm looking for. You have to get what I'm looking for. Number one, concrete ship is the one thing, and the exact location. We had another person that guessed Tom C. had a concrete fleet in Chesapeake Bay. That's correct, but it's not. I want a specific location, not just Chesapeake Bay. But Thomas Stallcup had the right answer. He had concrete ship at Chesapeake State Park, Virginia, which is over on the eastern shore. And yes, there's a whole line of concrete ships they use as a barrier over there. And we're going to talk about that right now. Get a little education. You know we got to get a little education of what we're talking about here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put myself a little screen up there. I'm going to put the pictures down. A lot of these pictures I took, those pictures that you saw were actually ones I took over in 2005 when I was over there fishing with some friends. And I'll keep putting some pictures up here. Really cool place to visit. They call it the Ghost Fleet. But what happened? Let's go back to history of why they are there. First thing, during World War II, as some of y'all may know, there was a steel shortage. I mean, we were using steel for ships, bombs, all kinds of stuff to support the World War II effort. And we ran short of steel in the U.S. So the U.S. decided, well, we need a contract to build some ships. We need ships to go get food, get supplies, get all kinds of stuff to support the Navy, but we don't have any steel. So we're going to make ships out of concrete. So they awarded a contract to a company down in Florida to build 24 concrete ships. I mean, these are big ships. I think they were 366 feet long, a beam of 54 feet with 1,300 horsepower. They were big ships. They were not just little boats. They were ships. And they supplied a lot of resources for the Navy. I mean, for the World War II effort, they supplied a lot of resources. But anyway, they built these ships. They built 24 of them during the war, and a lot of them were actually used during the wartime. 2 of them were actually sunk at D-Day on Normandy, and actually the breakwater to help our troops get on shore to try to beat some of the waves down. They actually sunk the ships over there in the war effort, these concrete ships. And a lot of them were used to haul supplies from England over to here, and from overseas. They used them for training ships. They definitely had an impact on World War II, concrete ships. But after the war, they were no longer needed. So some of them were sold off. Some of them were sunk, I think, up north somewhere, and they used them as breakwaters and all. But over on the eastern shore, we had a ferry boat that used to go from eastern shore over across the river here. During that time, the waves and all would come in there, and they needed something to break the waves down, so they contracted with the Navy. They ended up with 9 of the concrete ships, and they actually lined them up as a breakwater to break the waves where the ferry dock was, so they could go over here and pick people up and wouldn't have the waves beating the ship to death. So anyway, it worked great up until they built the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, and at that time, they no longer needed the ferry. But they're not going to move the ships, right? So the ships stayed there as a breakwater. Today, I've put my boat over there many times. It's just a beautiful scenery there. I'm going to show the pictures. I've been there at sunset, show some pictures. I'll show some pictures there. It's just beautiful over there. Just the skyline there with those in the background is beautiful. But anyway, they're still there, and they will remain there for sure. Nobody will move them. But it's a nice place. You can put your boat over, go out fishing. The ships actually attract a lot of fish. You got all kind of tautog, flounder, all kind of different species of fish. They use it for hiding, habitat, going in and out of the ship. You see some of the pictures, the ship's actually cracked in half, and the ships can swim in and out and hide underneath some of the compartments and all. Great place for sea life in there for sure. But anyway, That is an awesome place to go. If you ever over on the Eastern Shore, you can go to Chesapeake State Park, drive to the end, and actually you can see them right there from the shoreline. It's beautiful if you ever get over there. But anyway, I think that's going to wrap up the historical part of my figure it out of the sunken ship, concrete sunken ships over in Chesapeake on the Eastern Shore. All right, are y'all ready for this week's Figure It Out? Before we get into it, let's check out the rules of the game right here. Here we go. All right, everybody, I created this episode of Figure It Out just for fun. Take your mind off the world and all your troubles and try to figure it out. And what is Figure It Out? Well, this is a little thing what I'm going to do. I'm going to provide you with a picture. Now, the picture could be taken with one of my digital microscopes, which I got two of them. One goes from up to 300 times, 0 to 300. That one goes from 500 times to 1,000 times. So depending on which one I use, I probably won't tell you which one I use unless I give it to you in a clue. But we'll talk about that in a second. But anyway, things look totally different when you magnify it down. It's crazy how much difference it makes when you look at, oh yeah, that's a so-and-so. But when you magnify down and only see a little piece of it, you don't always know what it is. And I'm still evolving too. Sometimes I may do where in the world is the Gigmaster. And I'll have a picture showing an area. That might be one too. Figure it out. So anyway, it's evolving, just having fun, getting y'all to kind of figure it out. And y'all been really good. Some of the previous ones I've done, man, 2 hours somebody's got. But I did do one that took a little bit longer sometimes. So it's a lot of fun doing that. And the prizes will change. Sometime if you get the right answer, you'll get a Gigmaster, like maybe a face mask, or maybe a relic. I don't know. We're kind of evolving on that too, and a sticker too. I got some Gigmaster stickers here. Could get a Gigmaster sticker too. But and sometime what I'll do is just do a random selection winner. That way everybody has a chance instead of trying to rack your brain. You just kind of have fun. So I will do some random selections, and sometimes I do both. So, man, we're just still evolving, having fun, see what we can come up with. All right, let's see. Couple more things real quick. One guess. I look for one guess unless I add another clue. After 24 hours, if nobody's got the correct answer, I will put another clue down. You don't have to risk your first clue and your first answer. You just put the second one down, no problem. Somebody had asked that question one time. But anyway, I think that's going to do it. One answer. Got to be in the U.S. so I can mail your prize out. Got to be a U.S. Because it's way crazy trying to mail overseas. Anyway, I think that's going. One answer per person. And those of you that go on adventures with me that might know the answer, you cannot play because I might be saying, hey, I'm going to use this in one of my episodes. You all remember it. You all get it. So I can't do that. And I want your answer to match my answer pretty much the same. It could be reversed words or something, but it's got to be almost identical to what I'm looking for because sometimes multiple answers can be right, but you got to get the Gigmaster's answer. All right, well, I appreciate everybody playing along with me, and I hope you have fun doing it. You've been really good so far. All right, let's move on to the episode right here. All right, on this week's Figured Out, another thing that's close to my heart. I'm going to show you a picture of a face. I'm going to say it is a monument, and y'all have to tell me, I'll go ahead and put a picture up there right now, where it's located. Now, let's not do that. I want y'all to tell me where her sister is located. The town and the country her sister is located in. That's the answer. 2 words, town and country. This face his sister is located because it's got a sister somewhere. If some of y'all might know who it is. If you know, you'll have to figure out where her sister is. That makes it a little bit harder. All right, if you don't get it, I'll put another clue in tomorrow morning, somewhere in the morning. If nobody has got it yet, I will put another clue out there. But this particular thing definitely has some really cool history. I'll probably do a separate video on it, but we'll talk about it in next week, so I'll figure it out too before I do the video. So it's really cool. I think y'all will enjoy the history of it. And I'm not going to say anything else, so I might give it away. Alright, I appreciate everybody joining me on this Figured Out. Don't forget though, if you can, click like, comment below, share, and subscribe to the Gigmaster. because we do a lot of cool stuff on here. So anyway, I'll put some pictures of it right here at the end of this video. Probably gonna be about the same. I can't give you too much, so it's probably the same picture you see right here. All right, stay tuned. Here you go.